Keep coming back to you. I keep coming back to you.
The door is closed. Are you ready for TV nerds? Right. Yo, this is Gabe Stomach.
It's your boy Eugene right here.
It's Chris Konecki.
Lisa Nera Karim Martinez Gonzalez with an adult Lunchable.
Oh.
Hey.
Are we still call them adult Lunchables though?
Might as well.
I mean, this is okay. This look at this shit right here.
It
this
doesn't
looks
have
like
the
an
dessert.
adult Lunchable.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't no cookie.
I don't
ain't
fuck with no
chocolate,
Lunchables.
nothing like
Yeah, it don't have the dessert. That's
Is
the
that
only
what?
difference.
Is that why? Is that what
Doesn't
makes
even
it
have a juice.
That is what makes it in
the
It's
adult?
pre-sun.
If you remember correctly, in the episode of SpongeBob, you know, he couldn't have the cookies because he was an adult, right? He didn't want to have the cookies. So, I mean, I guess you can't have grandma's cookies if you're an adult. So, therefore, adult.
What about Chips Ahoy
Lunchable.
though?
His grandma was shaped like a cookie. She was like,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I always thought she was a cookie.
shit over here. Well,
Oh,
we're
shit.
going fancy here. We're gonna do. I started a pipe. We're gonna start a Patreon.
Hey.
Have some extra content for our viewers here.
Yes.
In VR. I want to specify that. You
Yes.
can watch this in VR. You can
Yeah.
sit with us at the table.
Yeah. And thank you for being
Right?
patient for not having an episode
wanna be
last
yes.
week, but who, you know, we're trying. We're trying to get you new content. We're here.
Can
You
you
know.
move further to the edge? And we can actually be like, nah, it's dead ass. That'll be lit. Having like actual viewers watch us and be actually
Yeah.
at the, to the viewers.
Yo.
We fancy a bit here. 2020, fam. We
Yo,
killing it now.
like, these past 2 weeks though, a lot's been happening.
Yeah, whole lot of shit.
Does anybody feel like January, like it's 3 months?
January was a whole year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a lot
that
of
was a
shit
long.
in 1 month. That was a lot of shit in 1 month.
So, but I mean, we kind of started off February with, you know, typical, you know, Super Bowl. You know, any of y'all seen some commercials y'all like? Anything that caught y'all eye?
I'll be honest, I haven't watched any of the Super Bowls commercials.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl because I was in bed dying.
I did. I watched it. So funny commercials, but I feel like, you know, what was that TurboTax commercial where they're doing a little dance?
Yeah.
And they still keep it on, but like they're, you know, different version, unless they're, you know, they're like doing this weird, like, you can't see me right now, but their knees are doing this little thing. So, you know.
It's an adult Lunchable, fam.
Like, yo, but dude, that Hulu commercial with Tom Brady, I swear I thought he was gonna like say he was retiring or something, but then all of a sudden it's just like, I'm not gonna lie, like I'm just like, okay, like go ahead, like just say it. Then it's like, we're still gonna have you for a couple of years, you know?
The thing with Tom Brady is like, why haven't you retired?
He keeps winning. Like the man kept on getting rings.
I mean, I get it, but like, damn.
I mean, he's starting to get old too. He's starting to
Yeah.
reach to that peak.
But then
like,
again, I mean, he still keeps himself in shape though. Like
Still.
there's a lot that he does to like really keep himself in shape. So I mean, if you can still play,
I
like,
mean,
go
if-
ahead.
yeah, if-
I mean, Brett Favre retired when he was like what, 40 something.
one of the oldest.
Yeah.
I think it was like 40,
One of the oldest
43,
quarterbacks.
44, something like that.
His,
He's like one of the-
his last year was a
But
monster
it-
though. Do you not see how many times he got sacked, man? Like, dude, I'm like,
That's why I was like, I don't think he should, like a player should go that long to where it's like.
I mean, especially with a sport like football though.
Yeah.
Remember,
like,
you either
might get
live
knocked
long
out.
enough, or you. Wait, what was? Damn, I can't even think of the
You
quote
die
right
a
now.
hero, or you live long enough to see yourself be the villain.
That's right. You die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. I'm sorry. I mean, these adult Lunchables, and they're distracting the fuck out of me.
they
She's
smack-
in a whole trance
So who's-
because
who
of
wants
these
that?
adult Lunchables.
There's one more salami left. Who wants it?
Oh god.
I am
ahead,
good
kick it.
on that. I'm good.
But like
That shit
one of
was
the
a whole
commercials that
tease.
like really like I guess like caused a whole stir and everything, especially with like after like the passing of Kobe, was that there was supposed to be like a Mr. Peanut commercial where the beginning of it was supposed to be like their car like basically going off a ledge. Then all of a sudden like Mr. Peanut just like falls and he's like, oh, he's probably still okay. But then the car explodes and he dies.
Oh,
But then like the one that actually aired was like them at this funeral, and then you know all of a sudden this plant grows and there's a baby peanut,
Yeah.
It's like a baby Mr. Peanut. So
Yeah, they switched it up.
yeah, I think it was supposed to be like that whole thing was supposed to be the whole commercial, but they took out the part where he died just because it was just too soon.
I read the article on it because it did hit news in terms of like where it was supposed to go, and it was supposed to be supposedly the Planters peanut guy is supposed to be killed off. That was the whole thing of the Super Bowl commercial was to kill off the Super Bowl.
But
kill
why,
off the
though?
Planter because they're going to redo. They're going to do like a
They wanted to redo like the whole brand and everything.
not to redo the whole brand, but bring in a different character, a different person to
Yeah.
brand as the Planters person. And so they were just going to kill him off, and then, excuse me, I can't remember who it was, but it was going to be a star that was going to replace that, be the voice for it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't come. And there was another commercial that, it was a weed commercial. It was supposed to be a weed commercial.
Oh yeah, it was
yeah. That
like
was-
the first ever aired cannabis commercial.
Oh yeah.
I think it was like
I read about
Bloomberg
that.
or something.
Also, apparently there was supposed to be a PETA commercial where like the
PETA
animals
con-
where the animals were taking a knee.
Did you see that? Did you watch it?
Like yeah, I saw like bits of it, but like it was supposed to like be aired like on the Super Bowl, but for some reason NFL didn't. You know?
Did you know why? Did you watch it? Did you watch it? Dude, I was so angry. I
Enlighten
was
us.
like, all right, so pretty much it's fucking wild. Like he's saying it's animals taking a knee, but it's G shit like eagles. But then they take a knee.
Wait, how do eagles take a knee?
Exactly.
They're not cranes. Do they even have knees?
Exactly. It made no sense. So there's like different like it went through the list like raccoons, squirrels, pigeons.
Animals that don't even have knees were taking a knee in this
Snakes
commercial.
somehow busted a knee. It was like a mountain lion, and then
Like how's a snake
yeah, bro, it was
Animals that don't
wild. It went through a whole slew of animals, like the entire everything that got lost in it. Never mind. I don't want to say it, but there's a lot of animals that they went for taking a knee, and it was supposed to represent that like you would take a knee for like
for Kaepernick. but-
yeah, for black people getting shot and killed and everything.
Which I get. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well,
Well,
animals.
right now the reason why I got flack and why people were like, "Bro, you can't," because you're saying that like black people are animals taking knees.
Or just the fact that like you're really trying to compare the struggle of like
my God.
being black in America
to an animal.
animals, you know?
Yeah, it was
They're like, we had live action Lion
It's
King.
like
We're
I-
not gonna repeat the shit.
like like no matter how
Imagine the live action Simba taking a knee like
imagine pitching that commercial in NFL and they're just watching it. Just
it's like
no.
you want us to piss everybody off?
You want us,
Like,
dude? We pushed the
Yo.
limit with a draft.
No,
We push the limit with a draft. We auction off black people to other teams.
That is true,
We
No.
nah, fam.
Oh.
Nah, taking
I
knees.
think really like one of the funniest commercials though was the Doritos commercial with Lil Nas X when he's doing a dance battle. I think that was really one of the funniest ones. I think
But I did catch.
either that one or the one with the Facebook group, and like it's just
I didn't
like
see that one.
it's
Yeah.
one with like they have that song "Oh I Want to Rock" and it's just a whole bunch of like Facebook groups that has the term "rock" in it, and it's just like basically it's like whatever group you're a part of, you could be a part of it with Facebook, and like towards the end of it is like it has like Chris Rock like going up the steps like he's like Rocky, then he's like who'd you expect? And then like and then Sylvester Stallone actually comes out and was like they were expecting me, so it's like I thought that was like a real creative one.
I haven't seen.
No, speaking of like live action stuff, so we had a conversation about like live action, The Bug's Life.
Oh yeah, because like
Yeah.
because like we were
That-
just
that-
saying like just all the live action movies coming up, but then I was like I love A Bug's Life, but I would hope that Disney does not
they
come
would-
out with
they-
A Bug's Life
Honestly?
live action.
Can you just Google? Okay, imagine you can Google right now a picture of a cockroach, right?
yeah.
Imagine that shit popping up.
But they weren't
in the-
cockroaches.
with
It
the-
was, it was
Grasshoppers.
ants.
I know,
and
but imagine a
grasshoppers.
real
Yeah.
ant
Grasshoppers.
and just like
But I'm saying,
even a grasshopper. That bitch is.
no, just imagine the scene where Hopper comes down and he's just staring at everybody like this.
Yeah,
I mean,
whatever.
because like actual grasshoppers do not blink. So it's like imagine just like
It'd
that's
be-
gonna scare some kids.
Yeah,
like
it's
come
gonna be
on.
some alien
I
sci-fi.
have a bug
Yeah, they
phobia.
can't.
Fuck that shit.
They can't make them real bugs. This
However,
can't be the Lion
I think
King.
we're missing the point. I don't think Bug's Life would be the one. I wanted to chime in on this, but y'all talked too far in. It would sound crazy if I said ants.
Ooh, ants.
You know what I'm
Ants.
saying?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what though?
I'm not gonna
Ants is
lie,
great.
like that was different. 'Cause,
Ants, ants scared the fuck out of me,
No,
bro.
you know what?
Like, no, I love that movie.
What the dude had the dude's head in his hand.
No, but you know
talking
what?
to
Okay.
him one
No,
last
that-
time.
Okay.
That movie was
That
actually
was
meant to compete
terrifying.
with Bugs Life.
No,
Yeah.
you know
But
what,
that's
though?
crazy, though.
I watched it when I was
was-
little, and I was like, oh, I like that movie. And then I
What?
watched
I
it.
never
hold on,
watched
hold on.
it.
I watched it as an adult,
Yo.
and then I look back and I'm like, this movie is not for
That
kids.
shit- yo,
It's
this
like they
shit-
had
Not a kid's movie.
they were cussing in there.
They were-
Bro,
yeah.
I mean, they do a lot of cuss. They said like damn a couple times.
Yeah.
But like they had, yeah, like you said, they had him like
Yo,
picking
man,
up his head,
he
saying
said
like how are you still alive with your head cut off?
There was
my
some
body.
PTSD going
And the
into
man
some
literally just over here
army
just like,
reference in
yo.
there, like
That's
some
true.
death. I'm like, oh my god, this is definitely not a kid's
and I
movie.
mean, technically, it's rated G, so it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Bro.
it's for all ages. Like,
yeah, but
kids
you remember in
and
the
adults
80s
could,
it was
like,
rated G, was like, you know, people
Out
having
there.
sex and like, fuck this shit. Like,
That's
yo, I
PG.
looked at. PG, okay, PG, whatever.
Basically,
I
like,
don't know, but I
Who
see
Framed Roger Rabbit? That
Yeah,
was
that's a
like
lit
one of the,
movie, boy.
that was one that was
Lit.
like it pushed it, but it was still a PG.
Bro, when your man, them termites scares me to this day. That scene with the termites and the acid, I can't sit through it. I kid you not. That was horrifying as a kid as it is now. I hate bugs, but when you pick this head up,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of cartoons have like a adult humor.
come on.
Oh, yeah,
but
of
you don't
course.
have no
Yeah.
man's
I mean,
head.
dude, SpongeBob. Dude, I just saw a video that said like
Nah,
all
I'm
the
pretty
adult
bad.
jokes in SpongeBob, and like y'all remember the one
Yeah,
with
there
like
were
when he's
a lot.
watching TV with the little like anemone
See
and
Patrick's whole ass in the movie.
The one I saw was barnacles. When he be cussing, it said he's barnacles, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then there was a meme saying, "Do you call barnacle boy is then called fuck boy?"
Yeah.
because like if you listen to the context of it, basically barnacle means fuck.
Yeah. And so he's like, "Oh, barnacles."
No, just
Yeah.
imagine like an uncut version of like the one
What?
where like every time they cuss they had the
Dolphin
dolphin noise.
sounds,
Oh.
dolphin sounds,
That
yeah.
shit was hilarious.
little-
It's like I could kind of tell at first they were
Yeah.
saying motherfucker because it's like he's like today's special is a mother.
You know,
I'm like,
yo.
or a greasy mother. I'm like
That you know, like it's funny though, cause like you could hear all the dolphin sounds, but you know exactly
You know
what
exactly
what
cuss
the
word
curse
to
word,
use
yeah.
it.
especially
Yep.
when Mr. Krabs went on that rant. It was like
yeah, that
I was
shit
like
was hilarious.
wow,
Man,
like
he went through
15
the
All of them.
fingers.
Yeah, he
He
went
was-
all.
He's like his whole hand turned to 15 fingers. Like
Facts.
that's all 15.
Yeah, that was wild. Nah, my favorite scene is when he was like telling people about the menu. So we
Yeah,
have
that's the thing.
burgers and
Yeah.
fries.
That grill too, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, it's like-
Motherfucker.
and don't forget our mother.
I was like, yo, he needs
And
to
then
be-
all the kids laughing. And she just like, and they put the drink on the other ones. Like,
bro.
Yo,
I can't do it.
who remembers Invader Zim?
Yes,
Like,
Yeah.
do you remember
It-
like
it-
when they used to go dark with the cartoons?
Oh, of course.
And then like
There's only one.
know,
there's only like
yes.
one episode of Invader Zim where it got too dark to the point. I think it was either banned or they didn't air it.
It has to be the one where we're taking organs. Yo, you
Yeah,
man,
that
No,
shit
that
was
one. No,
savage.
no,
That
that
shit
no,
was
that one
savage.
wasn't it. It was some. It
the
was
one
one where there was a
where
lot.
they eat
it
and
was
then they,
one where
like
it was
he
bloody and
poisons
stuff.
them into like becoming zombies or something. I can't remember.
It might be that. I know the organ one was fucking raw. Your
Organ
man
one
was
was
taking
yes, we would
organs out
take
of
a-
bodies.
And the
Organ
man,
one
the
by
man just like
one.
this big, like had this many organs, and he
Yeah,
like,
everybody in the school had like an organ
Yeah, that
missing,
shit
like
was
somebody
and had like
yes.
something to it, and like freaking
It's like you got a flashlight where your liver should be.
Yes.
Your man was just like,
But to
there,
me, it's kind of
And
like
then this-
that was kind of like Courage the Cowardly Dog too, because
Courage the Cowardly Dog kind of scared me a little bit.
Yeah, they were dark shows.
I still
and I don't
watched
think
it,
they
but it was
went
just
past,
like,
one
damn.
season.
I was
Right?
intrigued, but you know I like all
Yeah,
that
Courage.
shit.
Courage had like a few. I thought it had more than one season.
Really?
I had a lot of- it had a lot of
Sim,
episodes,
though.
Sim only had one season, and that was it.
Yeah.
What
Like,
was
that
that,
was
one
crazy.
scary
I thought
lady
Zim had
with
two.
the
Just one.
just one? Yeah.
It still came back for a movie.
Zim,
right?
yeah,
they
Zim
did,
came back
yeah.
for a movie, but
I did watch the
It
movie.
was
I did
alright.
like it.
It was alright.
I liked it, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was dope. It was dope to see
After
Zim
waiting
again.
Yeah.
that long,
But
I'm
then
glad
that's
I
what I'm
got
saying.
to-
But like comparing the two, Because Rocco's Modern Life came out around the same time.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Rocco's Modern Life
good.
hit
Yeah, it was
way harder than Zim. And I was disappointed in it. I was disappointed because Rocco's Modern Life is still fucking
It
hard.
was.
But
Yes.
I expected Zim
And
to
that-
be like better.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the one cartoon that had like the most craziest like adult references was definitely
Ren and Stimpy.
yeah, that one. Ren and
Ren and
Stimpy. I'm
Stimpy
like,
Yeah.
was, I was gonna say if you want to
Bro,
go adult,
I'm
I
like,
was thinking
yo.
when you said the one with the adult reference, I was like Ren and Stimpy. You know?
yeah.
I'm like, damn.
yeah, that was.
I'm
You
just
know,
like,
when you're a kid, you're like, ha ha ha, and then you look back at it and you're like, whoa.
Actually, I can debate it with Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo.
no, Johnny Bravo was the
Okay.
Ahead of
pervert.
its time.
Johnny
he
Bravo was a
rapey as
pervert.
hell,
Listen,
bro.
listen. When we talk about
Oh my
cartoon
God.
thirsty niggas,
Son.
Johnny Bravo is
that-
number one on the list.
That man literally
Who's the
just like-
thirstiest cartoon character?
Johnny Bravo, of course.
That
The
dude had
man, the man, always going around just trying to get some, but
Bro,
never
he-
got it.
Bro,
Bro.
he had a pickup line where he approaches some girl, and he's like, "You got a boyfriend?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You look like the kind of girl they could use too." Yo, dead, bro. Dead.
but nothing beats Pepe Le Pew.
Ooh.
That man was straight savage.
Okay, you know what? You right.
That's going like
That's
all
a
the way back,
competition.
and that's the
Yeah.
one where
That's-
like that was when
yeah.
they were really lenient with it.
That's
Yeah,
Harvey
that was
Weinstein.
real-
rapey. That's
I
up
wanna,
there.
like-
You talking about
That's-
Me Too movement?
Yeah, that's,
like
that's high. Oh my! He
There-
would
no,
he
there
would
was-
find you
actually
in
make a
trash
move.
cans and just be like,
There
strike a
was-
match.
no.
Hello, my pretty.
there was one where he was chasing this like
Because
cat.
you're right, Johnny Bravo does the verbal, but like you're right, Pepe
Nah,
Le
like
Pew would actually grab you.
He'd be like, hello.
There was
hello.
one
would
where
already kiss you
he
by
had
the
this
time
cat,
you're like,
and
no.
he's just like talking about, oh, I would love to take you back, and we can make love. I'm like, what is going on? Well, I used to watch this show.
And then like I remember the cat would get out, but like get out of its fur, and then pull the fur out and then take off. You know what I'm saying? Like it would leave that bad.
Yo,
Be
there
like,
was an episode where there was a messed up episode where like it was a guy cat and he ended up getting a stripe on his back, and Pepe Le Pew thought it was a girl.
yeah.
I'm
You-
like, yo.
Yeah, your man's hopped on a boat. He tried to leave, bro. He ghosted. He was like, I'm out of here.
Pepe Le Pew right behind him
Chased
too.
him. Chased him. That's still dumbass hop. Dumbass
Like how
hop.
you do
How you
this one
catch
hop
niggas?
and you catch up right to
How
him.
you catching it? Man, your man was full strides, hopping in cars, hopped on a boat. And I was like, bro. And then he just be in like in a trash can in another continent, just breathing heavy. Strike a match. Hey. And just take off. Bro. No, but like has anyone seen any new games? I've heard new games and new gaming systems have come out.
Yeah, whole lot of Persona 5 shit. Persona 5 Scramble, Persona 5 Royal. The One Punch Man game is coming out this month.
Oh,
Can't wait
okay.
for that shit. And then obviously Cyberpunk.
I was gonna say Cyberpunk. That's now
That shit has to be worth all the hype, man.
Bro.
I'm gonna be so mad if it's not, cause
I feel like I don't have a PC powerful enough to play it. That's what sucks.
it might. Yeah.
I
It's gonna take
literally,
a lot
I'm
of fucking power
literally
to
gonna
play
need,
that shit.
yo, like the graphics in this
It's gonna be
is
like
using
breathtaking.
next level gen tech. I'm so excited. But NVIDIA,
Yeah, the GeForce.
GeForce, right?
Yeah.
NVIDIA GeForce, I think, is building a streaming service. So get this, right? So it's a streaming service for games like PlayStation Play, Xbox Now thing or whatever, Xbox Live Play or whatever, where you could just play off the bandwidth.
Yeah.
However, they're able to like produce full-on games featuring like 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, quality through the band, through like your internet.
Yeah.
So that you can just be running the game off of like a shitty ass Dell.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you don't even need a gaming.
You just
You
need
don't
good
need a
internet.
system, you just need good.
You just need good internet. So you
Yep.
can just hardwire into any
You
good
get the
internet.
most expensive internet on Infinity, and you good.
And the shittiest computer, and then like you take over the world. And then the only catch it, excuse me, I feel like
would you need a like a controller or anything like that?
no, it would work. It would work. The whole system is in like the servers, like the settings, the preferences, everything needed for gaming. So if you have like a USB, as long as you plug a USB up, the configuration should link to the game through through the.
That's definitely gonna be a game
Yeah,
changer.
bruh.
It is.
For people that have not even tried
For people
PC
who-
gaming, mainly
Yeah.
because it's expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
Now this is their chance.
And you get
know?
current games at 4K.
That's
Like I
hard.
can't. I'm already impressed as it is.
I'm
'cause-
gonna have to get a bunch of get a bunch of new games.
But
'cause-
get this though, because of the same context, Microsoft now is in the same battle with Nvidia's new gaming streaming system.
I really feel like nowadays, like it's gonna be like physical copies of games is not even gonna be a thing no more. It's
Yeah.
just gonna
I
be
mean,
everything's gonna be
Yeah.
streaming.
Don't they
just
already
on
limit
it.
you?
Supposedly,
like with
yeah.
the Xbox One, I mean, you can't let friends borrow the games, the physical copies, right?
That's
Well,
done
okay,
now. Their
okay.
Xbox is done with
I think they
that.
still,
I mean,
but
you-
with PlayStation, I think they still have
PlayStation still-
game sharing.
In a
yeah.
way, you
Yeah.
can. There's a loophole to that. So, like with the Xbox, for example, we have a couple other friends with Xbox, and when they want to borrow games, they just have to log into our Xbox Live account. That's all I need.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
I mean,
like,
that's
we have
techni-
people that like we just say, okay, here's our Xbox Live. They just log in and they download
The game.
Okay.
the game, and then they
I
play it through there. So, no, that's a loophole.
I mean, that's kind of money grabbing to me because
Yeah.
like you're kind of just like
But
forcing people to buy their
Not
own game.
not necessarily though, because Microsoft is doing that. Microsoft is doing that deliberately to compete with Nvidia. Because Microsoft now is leaving gaming console sales behind. They left PlayStation.
Wait, but Obsidian just signed
Right,
a
they don't care.
contract. They don't give a fuck.
They don't.
They just
They're,
wanna
they're
get
going to
used.
release it on the console and the streaming service.
Oh, so Obsidian's going back to Sony, I bet. Oh, that's gonna be perfect then. Okay.
You see what I'm
We're
saying?
back on track.
So now, the only thing I can see is if Sony can produce like systems like Nintendo. You know how Nintendo keeps their systems going by having like cartoon graphics instead of like real
Yeah.
life graphics. That way, they're timeless.
Yeah,
I feel like Sony can go that route.
they can. I mean, Gods and Monsters is supposed to release this year, and that's a really the
Artsy,
coloration.
yeah.
It looks like Breath of the Wild for the Switch.
Yeah.
If I could compare it to anything, that's what it looks like from the trailer that I saw. So that's what really made me want to get it when it comes out. So hopefully they do take that route because it's really cartoony.
I don't know. I heard that was the news in the computer world. Was Microsoft is now competing with Amazon, Google, and something else. Yeah, for streaming.
I keep saying that everybody
service.
is
Everybody's gonna want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
creating their own because they're adapting. It's all about adapting.
Yeah.
And when you see that everything is becoming online, nobody's actually going to stores. I mean, look at GameStop. They're a fucking laughing stock. No offense to them, but they are. Like nobody's going to GameStop, and everybody's like buying shit either online or they're buying it through their Xbox Live or through their account. Like everything is being downloadable. Everything is downloadable
Yeah,
now,
that's true, yeah.
and that's where everybody's heading to. Same thing with movies. Nobody's getting cable anymore. They're just
I don't got
paying
cable.
for internet, and then that's it. They're just paying for Wi-Fi service, and then just getting, what are you spraying, Gabe? Who's
We're not
fixing
gonna
this
we're not
bitch?
gonna we're not gonna talk about what he's doing right now.
Coronavirus? What's going on? I don't know.
Ozims, I got stuff.
Oh,
I was tired.
I was minding my damn business.
Let's continue.
okay. So
But I mean, speaking of movies now. Oh,
Damn it.
the unprofessionalism here.
I know.
It's real
and it's
today.
my
We
mom
take
today.
1 week off, and this is what happens. I'm
Where we
done.
can't get off vacation.
It's my
dog.
mom. Sorry.
Aye, man, my bad. No, but like, speaking of movies now, like last weekend, Bird of Prey came out.
Okay.
I've actually heard.
I
heard
seen
some
it.
good.
I seen it.
Before you
God.
talk
But you
about
go
that,
ahead.
Here we go.
I've read some critic reviews about it, and they had a lot of positive stuff to say about it too. Like they saying that the action was good, that that Margaret's portrayal of Harley Quinn is like
Quinzel.
really great, and just the fact that they feel like they described it as creative and innovative.
Okay.
Okay.
So I mean,
So here's my question because I don't care for spoilers. Is Joker in it or not?
Okay. So as
Just a
somebody
yes
who
or no. Just a yes or no.
Just say
Just a
yes
yes
or
or
no,
no.
no.
Okay,
Yes,
let's
that's
move on.
exactly
Okay,
why it was
so-
better.
we don't
Okay.
need
Yes,
no more
yes,
spoilers.
yes. I'm
That's
gonna,
all it is.
So as somebody who went to see it on opening night, so
That's all the
because that's our tradition. We have to see all
Oh,
DC
okay.
and Marvel movies on open night. So I went
had
to
too
see it on
much going
opening
on to
night.
do
Let
that.
me tell you, it was a good movie. It was it was truly a good movie. You saw a lot of Harley Quinn, a lot of fight scenes. a lot of different like situations. It was really funny. I love that if you have the DC app and that you watch the Harley Quinn show. The last episode of the Harley Quinn show ended on the opening night of the Harley Quinn. So they kind of tied it in. So if you like the show, it has that same vibe, like really funny, really out there. The only thing I didn't like was I did not like.
Is it a spoiler?
Is it a spoiler?
Kind of,
No,
but not really. But not really. Black
See, I
Canary.
don't care for spoilers.
No.
I mean, we kind of knew that Black Canary
Okay,
was gonna be
spoiler.
in
As long as it's not
alert.
Spider-Man related, I don't
Kind
care.
of spoiler alert. Kind of spoiler alert. Black Canary. I'm expecting to see all her powers. I'm expecting to see
All she
her
was doing was
voice.
screaming.
She did that once.
She ain't even
You mostly
scream?
saw her fighting though, so it was a really good, to see her mostly
Okay.
fighting. But she used her powers once in the movie.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So you did see a lot of like side characters being introduced into there. The character who played Zaz was actually a really good
Victor Zsasz?
Really?
Yes, Zaz was
Oh.
in there, and I was so happy. 'cause
He's
I
one
said,
of my favorite. Like
Yes.
he's literally like, if I had like a top three,
Yes.
he was definitely in my top three of like Batman villains, honestly. So
Right.
like,
He's a badass villain, but when you see him in the CW shows, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I
This
think
is terrible.
I think the
When you
closest
see
to like
him
a
here,
good
though-
Zaz was probably in Batman Beginning when he had that cameo.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's the closest
No,
to a
you
good
see
one.
a lot of Zaz in this movie. Zaz is one of the like.
Now I gotta go see it.
You have to go see it because Zaz is in this movie a lot, and the person who played this character played him very well. And I said, this is Zaz. This is truly
Like-
Zaz.
I don't know if you like play any of the games, but like the Arkham, was the performance as good as like the Zaz from the Arkham series?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'll fucks with it.
Yeah,
I'll fucks
me
with
too.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll fucks with it.
Oh, also like another gaming news, like Kingdom Hearts actually came out with a DLC. It's called Reminded, and it's like I think it's from the perspective of other characters during the big climax scene of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So they got that DLC out. And how many of you guys would want a life-size Baby Yoda?
I would definitely get one.
Yeah.
What
I think
was-
everybody would.
Just to say I have it.
They came out with the life-size Baby Yoda statue. It's like 16 inches, and guess how much it costs?
A statue?
$1,000.
No,
300.
350.
Oh, I said 300. Okay.
Ooh.
So I mean, with that,
I'm not even mad. I've seen figurines that are about this big and they cost
Yeah.
about $500.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, like
It's
life
not that bad.
size, like
yeah.
Why would I
Life-
not want a life-size baby?
Exactly.
say
Yoda?
life size Baby Yoda.
I
Just,
could pet
just
him
say
for
you
good
want
luck.
a Baby Yoda. You get what I'm saying? Like the size
you
of
produce
Baby
a Baby
Yoda.
Yoda? Could
The
you
si-
produce
no,
a
but the
real
size of just make me a cartoon baby. Like
Oh, I
make
see
it's
Yeah.
it's this big already.
Yeah.
You know what I
The
mean? He's
wording,
not. He's
yeah.
not. Oh, we just say life size. He's
No,
not even
but
alive.
But you're
He's
right
not
though.
real.
Like I go to the comic book stores in like fucking Orlando, and they
Actual
have like
size.
figurines
Yeah, just say
for
actual
like
size Baby Yoda.
$1,200. So yeah.
Wouldn't that make it more fair and respectful to like Baby Yoda, an actual size Baby Yoda statue, not life size? Because then I feel like I would want him to move.
You know what? The play on words is really throwing me off now because now when you say life-size, I imagine a big.
Off the
big-
jump,
No,
I was
like-
like, yo, this
Yeah,
thing is gonna be.
I mean,
huge.
life size, I think, is
Yeah.
just the fact of like what it is in like the kind of like life of the show. So like, Yoda's already short. Like Yoda's already short. So I mean, like him as a baby is just
Still taller than you, like shorter than this
Just
shit.
imagine a big but Yoda but shorter. That's basically.
If
I mean,
could
like
just
I
put
said,
like
build
an
a bit.
AI's mind into it and just like have it do stuff for me.
I'm kind of scared though,
Just have
like
it-
an
have it
AI
drink
baby
tea and
Yoda,
stuff.
because I'll be like arguing my, something, somebody in the baby, the AI baby Yoda is like trying to choke him or whatever, and I'm like, oh my god, just like in the show, I'm like, no, it's just a friend, careful, like.
Or like
it
it sees a
develops
frog, or like it
more.
sees like a frog or something that actually eats it.
Or it takes
Right?
your,
I'm
or
like,
it takes your car because he just be ghosting sometimes. He be hopping in the whip trying to help or whatever.
Right, I'm carrying my baby Yoda, I'm driving,
like-
the baby Yoda's like AI trying to like, switch
Stop
the
it.
fucking gears. I'm like,
Just quit it.
Nah, but how many of you guys, like, I know you guys, I hope you guys seen it, but like, the Fast and Furious 9 trailer.
What?
My God.
Are you ready, bro? I've never been so hyped for a Fast
I'm
and
not
Furious
gonna
movie
lie.
since like
I'm not.
Bush
I'm not
was in
Bruh.
office.
Oh,
Dead.
damn.
Never
Which
been
one
this
though?
excited
Which
for
one?
it.
Which Bush?
Bro,
No.
the last one was for like Fast and Furious 1 or 2. I've not been this excited for a.
I'm not gonna lie, it's like, bro,
That's the
they
most
get so
fire.
like the longer it goes, the more unrealistic it gets. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
my god.
No, yeah,
I
facts.
mean, I'll still watch the movie, but
Bro,
it's
but
like,
they're bringing
man.
back
Yeah.
Han. The shit's out the window.
I'm just
man.
wondering,
got
like,
John
yo,
Cena.
how y'all feel about
They
them
got
bringing back
John
Han?
Cena.
They got John Cena.
The
He's
worst
not even
actor
Cuban.
ever.
That's what I was gonna say. But like, first of all, y'all got one of the most American guys playing a Cuban guy's brother.
Which I was like,
come
okay,
on,
maybe
man.
they are pale skinned. They may be some white Cubans. Okay,
This is
I'll
so-
give
Oh,
you
no,
that.
no.
I'm like,
Siri.
I
I've
just
seen some pretty
Siri.
dark Cubans.
That's what I
man.
said too. That's what I said.
There is a lot of Cubans that are like
Yeah,
my
'cause
skin
when I went to
color.
Cuba,
But-
I'm gonna tell you right now, there are more people your shade
Our
than my
culture-
shade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
That's
Yeah,
true,
and
it's
there's
true.
like a lot of African like
Let me
culture
tell you-
in Cuba.
Yes.
When you think.
Let me tell you, Cuba is a mixed culture.
It
Okay,
really is.
being
Yeah.
born there, like Cuba is a fucking mixed culture. People go, what does a Cuban look like? I go, what does an American look like? Exactly.
Basically.
It was a bunch of fucking nativos, like Native Americans living in Cuba, and then they got taken over. So you have no idea what the fuck a Cuban looks like. Most of them come from Havana. They're the privileged white Cubans that come from Havana, and you're like, no.
And those are the ones that are racist.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You come to
really are.
Matanzas, where the biggest Yoruba religion, Yoruba museum in the
Yeah.
world is there. You'd be like, okay. You go to Santiago, you go to other places, you'd be like, oh my God, this is.
But I heard a
It'd
place.
be-
I heard a
it'd be lit
place
in
that is.
Santiago.
I heard a place is fucked.
Yeah.
Like I heard like all the shit we see on like the movies, like in Fast and Furious when they were in Cuba,
Yeah.
wasn't Cuba.
wasn't
Cuba doesn't
good?
look that way.
Yeah.
Like there's like their line for
I stopped watching after Tokyo Drift.
no facts,
Dang.
but like
Yo,
the actual
Tokyo Drift
Cuba
was too
was
random.
fucking
Nah, I
ridiculous
liked
to the movie. Like
Nah, like speaking of
I
Tokyo
just know
Drift,
you
I
can-
really thought that like I think it was 8 or 7 where they brought back the guy from
The Chinese guy?
no, not the Chinese guy, but
Jason Statham.
yeah, the main character from Tokyo Drift.
Oh, the white dude.
Was it
Oh.
7 or 8?
I didn't watch.
I
that
think it
one.
was.
I didn't know
No.
he
I think
came
no, I
back.
think it was 7. It was
Yeah, I didn't
7.
know he came back.
Nah, he
I
had
didn't know he
he had
came
like a
back.
small cameo in it.
I was gonna say
Because it was like,
Like
because
Toretto
like
had a
really,
small
I'm
cameo
a
in
fan
his.
of these movies, and no, he didn't really have a big role in it. It was,
he didn't. It was literally
No.
like a small
What
like.
they did was they tried to connect that movie with
To Tokyo Drift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where,
They connected
where the Asian guy died.
You can't do that because
'Cause
then
I mean, all
Han's back. It's
I mean,
Fast 9.
Because the only way that they
But
tied
then
it
again,
was
they
with
actually-
was with Hans, and then also Toretto showing up at the
At
end.
the end of
the
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I used to roll with him, whatever.
And then right after that, it's just like them talking for a little bit, and you'll never see him again. I'm just
Yeah.
like, why tease the fact that he's back and he's only there for like 2 minutes? Like, come on, man.
The reason why I like Tokyo Drift is because it was the last one about racing.
Yeah.
you know.
'Cause the fourth
And then
one-
Bow Wow was in it. Dude.
Once the fourth
How
one
can
was
you not
out,
like-
with the Hulk car.
How could you
Dog.
not like that?
whole
How could you
car
not
was
like
lit,
that?
though.
That shit was the hardest. It had a beard. It had a beard. It didn't even have hair. It was the hardest car I've ever saw.
Oh my
bro.
God.
So
can't
I
do
just
it.
the only thing I like about that movie is that they introduce like new cars, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes,
And
no,
drifting,
cars.
too.
Drift,
Oh.
yeah, a new type of
Drifting,
racing
the
too.
new-
Yeah.
You know, all the stunt driving. I'm like, yes, but otherwise, I'm like, the story plot just kind of went to shit a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I just watch it for the action. That's the
Yeah.
I heard in that cameo with Toretto though, he did it for free.
Wow.
For a trade though, for the rights
For
for
royalties?
Riddick.
Oh,
Right, yo, talk about
my
a play.
God.
dog.
Talk
Wow.
about a play,
Money
son.
move, man. Money move.
That was the. I was just like,
Yeah,
that's a huge play. He's like, yeah, I'll
that
do it
was
for
smart.
free.
That was smart.
Do a cameo
Need
for
my
the
rights to
free
Reddit,
seat.
though.
But
just
But-
a reminder. Ain't
But-
nothing for free.
I trade you. And they were like, all right, fuck it.
No, but like, I mean, I read somewhere where like the director was saying that he brought back Han because of the fact of like how in like the 8th movie, like after the 8th movie, like Shaw is actually there with with everybody and like the whole little cookout they're having, and it's like that's the same person who killed Han. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, how like they basically messed up the timeline of everything. So it's kind of like, you know, they had to kind of, I guess, bring him back in a way. They said the whole hashtag justice for Han and stuff. So, and this is not the first time they brought somebody back because they brought back Letty too.
Yeah.
I mean,
in the fourth one, like, was it? No. The
There's
fourth one was
always-
when they said she died. Then
There's
the
always
sixth
a
one
way
was
to
when-
bring somebody back. You just gotta think of any
Comics
lo-
do it all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
It's easier for them though. They got
the
powers.
annoying CW, annoying really like okay, Arrow was really good until they like did the whole Ra's al Ghul versus Oliver Queen, who never
Yeah.
happens in DC Comics. The only person who fights Ra's al Ghul and kills him
Batman.
is the Batman. Okay, but anyways,
I don't know. The best thing about the Arrow is that it led
But-
me into the Flash.
yeah. But anyways, the point is. If you see that show, you see how they bring back everybody through the fucking Lazarus pit. There's always a way. There's always a way. You just gotta write it in there to bring somebody back.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying
Nobody
when I
ever
saw
dies in
Han in the
Hollywood.
end of it. I'm like, what kind of Lazarus pit do they have? Like, really? And like, there's already talks about, you know, a 10th movie, and Vin Diesel's basically saying the 10th movie is gonna be the last movie.
Is it really, though?
I
Supposedly.
don't know. We'll see.
I would think after
Paul Walker died.
after Paul Walker died that
I was thinking
Oh,
that too.
no.
Just have that be
No.
the last one,
That ain't
or
gonna
like,
stop
or
them.
have
No.
the 8th one be the last one.
Nope. They're gonna
When did
rise
death
to the
ever
end.
stop Hollywood from making
We
money?
have
Do
John
you
Cena,
right now?
which I'm surprised we could see him in the movie.
Come on now.
Old school WWE joke. Can't. Never mind.
I get it, but it's like, come on now.
I mean, if you really think about it, they kind of just like
Yeah.
money grabbed at the situation.
They
'cause-
did.
It's the same thing they did
But
with
the
bringing The
movie
Rock
is
on. Like, bro,
lit,
they just bring all these superstars on, you know?
Have you seen the trailer yet?
Dude, they have Vin Diesel catching a car. I'm like, bro.
He swings in a fucking 3-mile gort.
With the
It
car.
makes no. And
I'm
then
just like,
John
yo,
John
does
Cena
this?
breaks the bank. He just takes
it's
off.
John Cena.
And Siobhan, who's that
Yo.
South African? Siobhan Sharice? Siobhan. She's so pretty. She's blonde
Oh,
and
yeah.
pretty. Siobhan. You know what I'm talking about. I know
I
you.
think I know,
do,
yeah.
but
Y'all know. Don't. I'm gonna look it up. I'll look it up in a second.
fine.
The one
But
thing I don't want
she's in
is
it.
when I see this movie, I don't want some asshole. Basically, once John Cena comes out, I don't want no one saying it's John Cena.
But that's
I
good.
swear, I will
I
find
love that.
whoever that
Oh,
is
my
and
God.
I
knock
love it,
their
though.
asses out.
What
In
if
the,
it's
in the
like-
movie theaters, everybody,
great.
it's John Cena.
WWE.
The same thing with the whole like when Beyonce was playing Nala and
Oh.
someone like whenever she came out, there's like someone was like Beyonce. Like,
I've seen. Have you seen the other trailers of Chris Rock has a movie coming out?
oh yeah, it's basically kind of like another Saw movie. It's called
is.
Spiral.
It is Spiral.
Yeah, it's called Spiral. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yo,
so
it
wait,
is wild.
is it
I'm just thinking.
tying into Saw or just completely?
I think
No.
It looks like it's tying into Saw, but it seems like totally different.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's-
but let's
'Cause
talk
I own
about
every
this.
Saw movie, so I gotta know if
No,
I
no.
gotta
Okay, so
rewatch
hold on.
this shit.
Let's mention this. Is Saw the only motherfucker that's
I
ever
don't
killed
think
a
so.
motherfucker with a fucking chainsaw? No.
Oh no. Well, no. Well, he
just saying.
he don't. But he.
I mean, it's
made-
not only Chris Rock in it too; it's Samuel Jackson.
Yes.
Too. So I'm just
But that's
thinking,
my
like,
point.
bro,
It's
like,
it's not. Come on, you can't like.
And Chris Rock produced it or co-produced.
Other motherfuckers have killed other motherfuckers with saws. That's all I'm saying.
Anybody heard anything about that Lock and Key thing on Netflix?
oh yeah, I've seen.
Yes.
I've seen.
By
And
the
it's on.
son
Yes,
of-
it's on my
son of
watch list.
Stephen King.
Yes.
He didn't want anybody to know. Wow. Secret's out, bud.
Damn.
Apparently,
Yeah.
there's a rumor saying that there's gonna be another Silent Hill movie coming. So
Yes.
That'd be interesting.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I'm
hella
very excited
We
for
all
the
know you
trailer. Yes, I know. I'm like,
And like new movies are coming out, you know, this weekend. Like just to kind of like let y'all know. I mean, especially like if you got like a Valentine, you know, the photograph is coming out with Issa Rae, and also Sonic, that's coming out this Friday too.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I didn't know it was this Friday.
That's coming out this
yeah,
Friday.
yeah, it comes out
Oh, wow.
Valentine's Day.
Oh, so one of the trailers
oh, yes.
for the I was watching you know, came to Harley Quinn movie really early. So one of the trailers, Morbius. So I saw the trailer for Morbius. Oh my
Yeah,
god! Oh.
It's the first time watching it.
Right.
First time watching it.
What?
First time. Yeah, I know.
What?
Yeah, I know. Marvel
What?
ain't just holding up. They're
Nah,
just
that's
like,
Sony.
They said,
That's
oh.
Sony all there.
Marvel went. DC did you bad as a Joker. We got you. We got a part for you.
They're just
and
dumping. They're just dumping money now. They're just like, yeah, go for it.
Yo, he is.
I'll pay for it.
I think the
Yes.
fact that he played Joker just made it because you know how it is with people who play Joker, like they don't never come out the same.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that him playing Joker, even though it was kind of a bad Joker, like
Yeah.
still like I think it kind of like bred him a bit to play Morpheus, because like there's really a curse in Hollywood where anyone who plays Joker just doesn't come out this. I don't know if it's more live action, because I think because Mark Hamill like voice acts him a lot, so it's like.
Well, I think the issue was like I agree with you, but I think what happened to him, what made him not go through what the other Jokers had, was that he got ridiculed brutally. You know what I'm saying? That made him not want to do the other Joker movie, and he bitched
did a
out on
Joker
it.
during that time of the internet. You
Right.
know, like.
And so,
Well, then also he
'Cause-
did a lot of the voice acting for it too. So a lot of the video games, even for the Killing Joke, he did the voice
Yeah.
of them. He's
But-
not really acting.
but I'm saying though, like because of that, what's the
Are we talking about
What's-
Jared Leto?
yeah.
Is that what we're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, what's the Suicide Squad?
Well,
Because
yeah.
Suicide Squad, it
He
hurt
didn't want-
so
he-
bad,
He didn't want to
Well,
do
look,
it.
or
well, look,
hurt his
I-
ego in terms of like.
I could also understand.
Remember, he
how
didn't
he got
even
out of it
watch.
so quick, because I mean,
Right.
his Joker wasn't even that in depth.
It wasn't.
Which is fair though. I mean,
You
we're
know?
not discrediting that.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
discrediting that. But I think what saved him from that Joker curse is the fact that like the ironic fact that like people hated him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I
Like,
think
people
also because
hated
the fact
him
they
to
didn't
save
really
him
like
away
go
from
so
it.
deep with the character, because like, because I don't even think it's the fact that like. Just the fact that he was playing Joker, but I think it's the type of actor he was. So
True.
I don't really feel like he's a
Yeah.
method actor like
Right.
like Heath Ledger or even the recent Joker.
But
He's
now-
a method actor too, and he did a lot to prepare for this role. So.
Right, but I'm saying if he was the
Ooh.
same actor and if he'd done just as good his role as Heath Ledger and the other Jokers that we iconize, right?
Yes.
Would we like praise him the same? And then give him the curse of the said Joker. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like maybe
I don't even think it's the fact of whether he did good or not, because it's just the fact of like with Heath Ledger, like he would not talk to anybody on set,
right. That's what I'm saying.
and like he literally in his mind was Joker. So and he was doing a lot of stuff just to keep in character.
But I'm pretty sure like when the movie came out, once the movie came out, he still did Joker characteristics. That was the problem.
He still had characteristics because he was a method actor.
Right. But I'm saying
So,
like
by the way, the Oscars.
speaking
Okay.
of Jokers,
Very
Yeah.
unexpected.
Have you seen-
'Cause I have not even seen that Parasite movie.
bro.
I was so
But
surprised.
it beat Joker for
Earth
best
Yeah.
film.
Earth
When I
Day.
saw
Yeah,
the- when
best
I saw the
film,
list.
Parasite,
All
bam.
down the list. It
And
took
And
board,
the first
kinda.
foreign film, non-English
Yeah.
film that won the Oscars.
Yeah.
But
I think that's amazing too.
let's
Just-
credit Joaquin's. His
gonna have to
speech
watch
was
that shit.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Joaquin's speech was amazing. He did win Best Actor, and it won more nominees than anybody this year. So it was
mean-
very good.
Yeah.
I
So-
gotta watch that
I
shit.
kind of feel
because you know
Ricky Ger-
Asians with horror, they're gonna go crazy.
Yeah. I
That's
feel-
true.
Fuck yeah! Remember the Devil's
foreign-
Art? Have y'all? You need to see what Devil's Art.
No, they killed it.
It's
That
super
Parasite
gory.
movie killed it.
Any foreign horror movie is gonna be
Yeah.
pretty.
pretty-
Oh yeah, I
pretty
think
gruesome.
also Toy Story 4 got best animated
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Did it? I know it was nominated for like I think best original song in the film. Did it win that one or was it something else? 'Cause I know they were nominated for that song. I can't let you
No,
throw yourself away
I thought Harriet won that one. Maybe I
for
could be
original
wrong.
song.
Yeah, I thought Harriet won one. No, she
Yeah, I
performed.
literally
Harriet, no,
watched that
Harriet was
movie last
performance.
night.
Harriet was a performance.
Toy
My
Story.
bad.
I literally watched it last
I could be
night.
wrong.
Oh, so another that I watched during Harley Quinn when I was watching like all the previews for new movies, the New Mutants. So I got to watch that.
That was
Really good trailer, amazing trailer. It's like like Marvel's starting to do more like dark.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get more into the dark
Yep.
because they're like, oh, So I loved it. It was like everybody that doesn't know about it thinks it's a horror film, and then they realize, oh no, this is like part of Marvel. This is crazy.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
I can't wait, man, because that's gonna
Yep.
incorporate X-Men.
Oh yeah. And
Yes.
especially with the
Yes.
whole like
Crazy.
Fox and Disney deal, like
That's gonna be a pretty. I can't wait.
It
Next
does.
coming-
It looks
the next-
like it has
oh.
a lot of
I mean, to
suspense in
think
it.
about it, they
so-
did all that without even with the Avengers, without even involving all
Facts.
the other people that
Yeah.
they got. You know.
no, just imagine like Endgame with like actually with like Deadpool and like the
that's-
X-Men. Like imagine the X-Men going against Thanos.
Fantastic.
Like,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
Fantastic
They
Four.
were supposed to
Fantastic-
have them.
Dude,
man.
and the Netflix Marvel characters like
Yeah.
Luke Cage,
Fucking
remember,
Jessica Jones.
There was
Daredevil,
a lot of characters
like,
missing.
Punisher.
And, you know,
Imagine if Punisher actually gave a damn to like fight Thanos.
He would just be it'd just be like another nigga with. It's like another Hawkeye.
Somebody
or
with a gun,
Another
somebody-
Black Widow. Just
Another Black Widow
guns.
just with bigger guns.
Yeah.
Bigger guns.
More anger. Just be just a wider.
No, just imagine he's just like, I have to care. It's like, oh.
Dude, that first Punisher live action movie though
Yeah,
was
it
like,
fucking wild.
bro,
That was-
when he gets that armored car, bro.
And then it's like you bring a knife to a gunfight, boy, and just the knife went in his neck. I was like, first mistake.
Bro, that backstory though,
Yeah.
bro, his whole family wiped
Yeah.
out. Bro,
I'm not
Nah,
gonna
but
lie.
like,
savage.
but I feel like they did it better with
John
the.
Travolta plays a good villain. Wasn't he the villain in the Punisher, the first live action
I
Punisher?
can't remember. Fuck, it's been so long. since
Yeah.
I
John
watched
Travolta, I
it.
thought was
That
the
was like in
bad
the
guy
90s.
that ended up having to kill. I could be wrong. I watched old movies. I could be
I don't
wrong.
know.
No, but nah, like but the Netflix like take on Punisher was like
he
amazing.
has a movie though, coming out
That-
about, right?
Yes.
I think that's they're rumored to like have a movie with him.
With
too.
him? Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I thought I heard something.
yeah, it might be. Oh, but for all you guys who are excited about Doctor Strange 2, like there's like so much news that's been coming out, like
There's a lot of rumors on that movie too, like
Yeah,
bringing back
like-
certain people, things like that.
and talking about like the the director for the original Spider-Man series is supposed to be directing Doctor Strange 2, and also plus that they actually added, or they say that they're having a writer from Rick and Morty to rewrite the script.
True.
Yeah. Remember, Rick and Morty is working with Marvel now.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
gonna
like,
be pretty interesting.
it is.
It is.
Just imagine like the writer for it. Just
Yeah,
like,
remember
actually-
Rick and Morty is working with Marvel now.
Right,
because-
but I heard Rick and Morty might be ending soon, though. Or it might be the end of Rick.
Or-
Might be the end of Rick, I heard.
Why
I
would
could
they
be.
Why
ever
would
I don't
you
know, I don't know.
end
Get
the
rid of
best
Rick.
I don't know. It
character?
could be.
Yeah,
I can
like
find
that-
out. I can
So
find
no more
out
pickle
What are
Rick?
they gonna leave?
I
Morty
have
and his stuttering ass?
information.
Jerry? Are you gonna leave
I don't
Jerry?
know. I
Fuck
don't
that
know.
shit.
I just this rumor I've heard. I haven't confirmed it yet. I have sources
It's not confirmed yet.
inside that I can confirm to find out truth.
They
I
gotta
can find
keep
out.
Rick. Yeah, you
no.
gotta
I can find out. I can
man.
find out. It's just a rumor I heard.
They got
May
it.
not
So
be true.
they are finally in the works. They're trying to work on Justice League Dark, my favorite.
live action.
What?
Dang.
Bro, we live action everything now, bro. I'm
So-
with
No,
it.
I think that's really a movie
I'm
I want
with
to see
it.
live action because
Yeah.
So yeah,
like the
Justice
DC
League
animated movie for that was
is amazing,
It was
right?
great.
See, who's okay?
Okay, so
Who's
anybody
doing
who
it for
doesn't
DC though?
So anybody who doesn't know about Justice League Dark, that's anything Constantine, Satana, like
Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So like anything basically
Doctor
just
Fate
a-
too.
Dr.
Yeah,
Fate, yes,
yeah.
because then in the animated series you basically have where Dr. Fate is a lot of people. It's a spirit that takes over bodies. One of the most recent Dr. Fates is basically Satana's dad, who was a magician. So he's one of like the most recent Dr. Fates. So
Yeah.
you have very
There's a lot of
mysterious,
di-
very magic, very
Yeah.
dark part of DC. So Justice League Dark. So there is a Justice League Dark, and they are thinking of doing. I think they're in the works of it already.
Yeah.
Like it's already.
Honestly,
like,
one of the DC animated films that I would would like to see be live action is Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay. Cause I think as an anime movie, it was really good. It was rated R for a reason, but
Yeah.
it was just amazing. I thought like the whole concept of it was just great. But
But you know why?
to have it be live action would be like, yo, this would be like something. Especially like with the other Suicide Squad.
Oh no, the Return of the Joker, the Batman Beyond one, that one would be really good
What?
live action.
Death of the Family.
my-
Death of the Family.
Is it Kevin
anybody know
Costner
Death
that
of the Family?
played Batman
Yeah.
before?
You know Death of the
Or
Family.
was it?
Fuck, the voice of Terry.
No. But the one, the
Or
front,
under the Red Hood.
Under the Red Hood, bitch.
No, with that one scene. No, that
One
one
of
of
my
my favorite
favorite
scenes.
anti-heroes.
No, one of my favorite. Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite anti-heroes
When
as
fucking
well.
when fucking Batman confronts him and he's
That
like,
scene, I could literally, I remember, I literally like watched it so many times. I practically memorized it from heart. Like it's
Go
so
ahead.
the
act it out,
like-
act it out.
That's gonna take too long. Come on.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
don't put
all
me on the
like-
spot right now. But like really like that whole like monologue and everything, I really want to meet the writer who did that. Cause like just like the writing for that one scene was just.
It's crazy. Like, you know, Batman thinks that Robin has died.
Yeah.
But he didn't, under the hands of the Joker, right? But he didn't. And then basically he's like barely dead, half alive, and comes back and becomes the Red Hood.
It's because of the fact that he got dipped in the Lazarus pit, didn't he? Isn't that why? Isn't that why he came back?
No. No, he just
I
barely...
thought Red Hood, like the whole story about Red Hood was that he ended up being dipped in the Lazarus pit, and then when he came back, like
Probably before, like...
because like once you get dipped in the Lazarus pit, like when you come
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
like
Actually,
you're
no, maybe
you're
yeah.
more like your mentality's already
Okay.
like heightened, so it's like his wild ways was still just what really made him Red Hood.
Yeah, so he comes back alive,
Mm-hmm.
and then he basically tries to take over the monopoly over the mob, over
All the sales of guns and everything like that.
yes, and everything. But then he tries to basically take it over, but then kill the bad people. He's like a bad Robin Hood.
Yeah, basically.
So then he takes over that, and then he's also trying to seek revenge on Batman at the same time.
He just steals from the rich.
he just wanted to like just confront Batman about it.
He just steals from the
Yeah.
rich then.
He's doing
Robin
all
Hood,
this shit
right?
just to like get Batman's attention.
Literally just to be like,
Just to
yo,
be a
like,
dick.
why on earth did you keep Joker alive?
Yo, so I just came across an advertisement for the My Hero Academia movie.
Oh.
And yeah, they're literally advertising it as America's #1 hero anime.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow.
In
Wow.
theaters this month.
Wow.
Okay.
We are taking
You
over
do know that
animes in
the
world, bro.
creator
The
of
Americas.
My Hero
Americas.
Academia is a big Star Wars fan.
I believe it.
He's a big hero fan, but he's also a big Star Wars fan. So he does want to base a lot of his.
You can tell. You can tell from the story backline from most of the characters that there is like depth to it of
Yeah.
like Star Wars characters.
So I'm waiting on Deku's father. I'm dying to know who Deku's father is. I feel like there's a big reveal on who Deku's father
Bum
is.
ass nigga that left his wife
Just
and
know
his
that he has
kid.
fire powers. He has fire
Remind
powers.
you of another anime?
So that's it.
Right?
Hunter.
I know, right? It's another bum ass dad that left this kid with someone else.
So, Hunter.
Yeah, that was wild. That's even wilder.
Bro,
He
I'm
just
gonna
he didn't even leave the mom. Mom
Yeah.
just dead. And he's like, yeah, I gotta go. And just left. And just left the
Yep.
kid with like his best friend. He was like, yeah, you got this right, fam.
just another Goku.
Come look for me,
Yeah.
though. Come look for me, though.
And left clues that's impossible to solve unless you had the right skill to do it. So you had to wait for like 30 years for that kid. It's like 15 years, 12 years. But he did solve the puzzle to find his dad.
Yeah.
It's still, and it was the clue was like, yeah, I'm on a mountain.
Yep.
Figure it out.
Yep, that's it.
Use your skill. There's mountains all over the world. Kid was just like, yeah, I'm on a mountain.
He even tells him, he writes him a letter, and he's like, oh, you have to do this on your own. If you bring friends with you, I don't want you to find me.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Figure it
fuck,
out.
bro?
Figure it
I
out.
would just have friends help me and then not tell them.
No, here's the kid.
And go on my own.
Here's the most pissed off part for this for me, and the whole part of the anime was that it only was allowed to play once, right?
Yeah.
So like you had, if you didn't pay attention, you didn't get it. And it's still like he got to the part where he was about to talk about his mom, and the kid stopped it.
Yeah.
And then ended it, and then they're about to record it, and it wiped itself. And I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" I was like, "Are you serious?"
I was pissed too, dude. I was pissed too.
And his boy was like you know why I like anime? Because his best friend was a child assassin.
Oh, yeah. Kill.
Yeah.
He's fucking awesome, bro.
Dude.
Bro, when he fucking just like dashes past that one dude and just shows up with his heart in his hand.
Still beating?
Bro,
Beating? He freaked
savage.
everybody out.
Yeah, he was
even
like,
his
what
own
the-
boy, he was like, they were like, what?
Like that shit just took a second, bro. It took his heart in a second.
He was squaring up against like some serial killer.
Yeah, a segue. Speaking of hearts, like I think I sent it to the TV Nerds Instagram. But have you seen that deleted scene of Infinity Wars, where apparently like it's during the fight scene with Vision and like one of Thanos' like
I
goons
did,
and stuff.
yes,
And,
yes,
like,
yes, yes,
He
yes.
has the scepter like basically about to like take the stone from Vision, but like Vision ends up phasing out and like phases his hands through the guy's like chest and basically takes his heart. So I'm just like,
Damn.
that's badass, but it's like, dang, like that's kind of like a more like cruel way for Vision to like fight.
Yeah.
Bro,
Like,
screw it, son. You better take his dome, son. Because those, like, not to be. So this is after Thanos just straight up said.
No,
"Fuck
that's
it."
before. That's before.
So
that
it's
scene.
before.
It was a scene before that.
So it's before. Yeah, I can feel him. I feel him now because you saw what happened when Thanos
Nah,
just said "fuck
that-
it."
Nah,
and just took the
that
shit
was so
out.
green. He's just like,
Yeah,
ripped it out of his head. I'm like, yo,
I'm mad.
you could have just like.
Said fuck it.
I low key felt Scarlet Witch because she watched that shit happen.
Oh.
And
when she
then had to
came
watch
back
it
and like,
again.
in Endgame, she's like, you took every. He's like,
Yo, you did it twice,
it's
fam.
just like, and he's just looking like, I don't even know you.
Disrespect. Woo. I'm
It's
pretty
like I'm not even the same person. Like,
I
what
don't
are
know
you
who you
talking
are.
about?
Like,
Who
do I
are
know
you?
you, girl? Wop. Just haymakers
I'm
all
like,
day.
yo, like that really just proved that one scene proved to me that Scarlet Witch is like one of the most powerful. Like,
Oh yeah,
in
she's
the
done it.
MCU.
Yeah, they nerfed her for sure.
Cause like I'm like, you just take this whole person and like literally about to crush this man. And the only reason why you didn't is because he's like, just kill everybody.
Nah, he
I'm
had
like,
it.
just kill everybody.
He had an out because you remember he was getting boxed. Like I give it to you, Scarlet Witch was throwing them hands to him. Like he was like, oh, send the rain.
It's like, but it's gonna kill our army too. He's like, I don't care. It's like, I don't give a damn.
Body, son, send the rain. And then, yeah, remember that Captain Marvel came out of nowhere with a haymaker, and he was like, shit. And then got hit some more.
Dude, she came out of nowhere and took out the whole ship. I'm just like, yo.
But that was
like,
after she.
Duh. I'm
That's
like,
all she did. That's all she did. I was low. I'm
and took
disappointed.
the gauntlet too.
Yeah, she did take a gauntlet. But she got worked by him though. When that rain was coming down, he came with her the haymaker and threw her into a car, and he was just done with it. Bro. I would be nervous too if I was up in the spaceship and heard that call. Send what?
It's like, you sure? It's like,
Yo,
are
but-
you sure? Like,
My nigga, we like all over. Send all of it.
all right,
I-
oh man.
Yo, I wanna ask you guys because I wanna do a little segment called fan theories.
All right.
I wanna do a little theories, okay? I wanna see what you got. Okay, let me start with Gabe. What do you have on theories?
Fan theories. All
Fan
right.
theories.
My biggest fan theory so far is that The Matrix and John Wick is the same, right?
Ooh.
But it may actually be plausible in real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Explain.
So I was watching Joe Rogan and I was on a little high and went through a rabbit hole with this one scientist.
Of course.
Right? Like Joe Rogan's podcast usually does. Shout out to Joe Rogan. But no, the guy was talking about how like the probability of taking a bet that like we are in a simulation right now, like the Matrix,
Right.
as opposed to this is actually our original selves. Yeah. Because like our original selves only happens one time, but you can have millions of simulations. So one of the simulations is us. So the plausibility of that so if we make a bet, he was saying that like, I bet you that this is a simulation, you're more likely to win that bet than to lose it.
That's true.
Blew my mind.
So basically, John Wick doing all that stuff is basically him going through that simulation 1,000 times.
Or
just
it's
going to that simulation.
It's just another simulation. Because you remember the Matrix was like in the movie it was like third or fourth Matrix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like they've already redid it 3 or 4 times to where they fucked up again.
Right.
And now they're on number 6 or 5. So like John Wick could technically be 7,
Oh,
8,
That man could
9,
probably be like
10.
1,000 or something.
Oh, right, you
All
get
that
what I'm
stuff he's
saying?
doing. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, you get me? So like when John Wick 2 or 1 could be Matrix 11. You don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a fan theory of mine. That's mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something.
Might be too deep. I'm sorry.
Eugene.
I might have to go last, but I mean, like, you mean like our favorite fan theory or just a fan theory that we think
It could
we
be.
have?
It could be
Like,
somebody's fan theory, yours, or something that you just like.
I think one of the fan theories I thought was really interesting was it was the one for Infinity Wars, and it was basically they were saying the reason why Thanos didn't kill the Guardians of the Galaxy is because of the fact that he had respect for them because they were Gamora's friends. So he kind of had mercy. He had a little bit more mercy on the Guardians of the Galaxy
Would it be mercy or like compassion? Because like it's
Or probably compassion. It could be compassion too, because the fact that like, and especially because of like Quail and everything, and like
the Soul Stone, how he got it.
I'm still mad as fuck at Quail for like they almost got the gauntlet off, bro. Like,
facts,
you could have waited for the gauntlet to come off just to go in your little.
Yo, on some G shit though, I feel bad for Glamora, bro, cause she dead ass didn't know who the fuck when the dude was like, yeah,
he's like, yeah, you don't love nobody.
He's like, you don't love nobody. It's like you wrong. It's like, oh, you crying? What you got tears for? It's like the tears ain't for him.
Facts. He was like,
he's like, you don't love nobody.
That's the one time you don't want to be loved by somebody,
right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was in my head going,
I'm like, yo,
that's the fuckest part ever. You have to kill me, and you love me while you're doing it. So
it's like,
this is gonna work.
Dang.
Oh my god.
How are you gonna get the Soul Stone like this?
Like, why didn't you just kill my sister, man? Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Why you love her more?
It's like you don't love Nebula.
There's like 3 people here we could do. Like we don't have to.
Throw yourself off.
What are you gonna do? How are you gonna get the stone? You need to do someone you love. Why are you crying? Those tears are for you, like, fam. What?
Because he's about to kill your ass.
Like, what? I felt so bad for Gamora, bro. But no, yeah, I feel you with that. I think it's compassion. I would say it's like a compassion level like that.
Yeah, probably.
What if that's another Matrix simulation?
Oh, you in the damn Matrix, damn.
Anything could be a Matrix simulation.
True.
This could be a
Chris, tell
Matrix
us
simulation.
your fan theory.
My fan theory? I mean, honestly, I'm going to just say this one because I watched Toy Story 4 last night, and I definitely saw Boo.
Yeah, no,
I gotta watch.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got Disney Plus now, so I gotta watch it. And they just put it.
Yeah.
They just put Toy Story 4 on Disney Plus.
Yep.
No, it's good.
I'm going to tell you right now, man, that's not the first sign of Boo that I've seen in a Toy Story movie.
No.
Yo, like I was telling y'all before, like in Monsters Inc., the end of it, Jessie is in her room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Nemo.
Yeah.
And the ball.
Yep. And
so
the
like.
Yep. I don't know who the hell she is, though. That's the one thing, because it can't be Andy's mom, or it just can't. Because
There's actually a fan theory that said that Boo is Jessie's mom.
There's one that says Emily is, though. That's the thing. From the
No, that's the fan theory. The fan
Yeah.
theory is that Emily is Andy's mom.
So
Because of the Jessie doll. And also, if you pay attention to Andy's hat looks like Jessie's hat, not like Woody's hat.
you know what's crazy?
Can we just close
And that's the
into
same-
Gabe's face right now? He's
Boo,
like,
I'm thinking about this shit hard.
Listen,
And that's the
listen,
same
listen.
hat that she
He's
had.
like-
And that's the same hat that Emily had in the whole flashback. So,
But you know,
Could be.
the timelines really don't make sense to me, because what's crazy is the toys would have to get passed on from Bonnie to Boo, because there's a clip, and I only know this because I looked it up. Once I like saw her in that one scene, I was like, bro, what the fuck? I have to do my research on this. So I looked it up, and there's apparently another scene in Toy Story 4 where Bonnie's in the classroom, and in the distance it's blurred out, but you could see a girl with
picture.
yeah.
and a pink shirt in her classroom. So it's a girl in her class.
Possibly, that makes
Possibly.
sense.
So
Yeah.
man.
Because I saw that they did the one where like Sid was a trash picker.
Yeah, no, that's in Toy Story 3
That's
where
3,
like
right?
he has the trash man is actually
the
has the
skull.
same shirt with the skull in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just kind of wondering why is
No,
he wearing
is.
the same
That's
shirt?
That's
That's definitely
him.
Sid, but
That's
I'm just
definitely
wondering
Sid.
why did Sid not change his shirt all these years? Like,
I mean,
style, fam.
they could
He's a
either
loser,
be
bitch.
just like they could be Easter eggs just for the
Facts.
fans
That's
to catch,
true.
or
Yeah, just to be
eventually
obvious.
they might tie
yeah.
him in. You know,
Just to be like, you an asshole, you gonna be a
I
fucking garbage
appreciate
picker.
Disney for doing that though,
Yeah.
because they've been
Yeah,
doing
it
them
is,
Easter eggs been going for
Yeah.
years. 'Cause if you think about
Pixar's
it-
definitely good for that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
On anime
And,
news, I'm sorry to make
Oh,
this.
your fan theory?
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Right. Yeah, my bad.
Oh, y'all forgot about me.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
So I'm a Naruto fan.
Mm-hmm.
Love it to death. So, the pain arc. Anybody remembers the pain arc?
I never
Yes.
watched Naruto.
Yes. Okay. Gabe, the only one who actually knows.
Yes.
So you know when he basically kills half the village or more than
Yeah.
half
All
the
of it.
village,
Let's
all
just
of
go
it,
all of it.
practically
It's
all
like-
the village. So you know when he reanimates everybody back into life, he does like his thing. Remember that remember like he basically is bringing everybody back to life that he killed. Who else did he kill? Jiraiya. But wait, so when Jiraiya died, where did he go? To the bottom of the ocean, right? So imagine Jiraiya in the bottom of the ocean, and then he's just chilling there, dead, right? And then he's basically bringing back everybody to life that he has killed. And Jiraiya's trying to come back to life, but he's got all these, you know, bars in his fucking body. He's got all the little, and he can't come back to life, so he's drowning while he's trying to come back to life, so he dies again. So that was a big fan theory between a lot of people, and I agree with it, that he tried to bring Jiraiya, like Jiraiya was one of the people that he tried to bring back to life.
No, that wouldn't have worked because his revival technique fixed your wounds. You wouldn't just come back to life with holes in you. You would come back to life with no holes in you.
Yeah,
Even still,
but imagine you're down so far in the sea that you can't swim back up.
that shouldn't have mattered. Yeah, man, what? Jiraiya just summoning jutsu. Bang! Out.
A frog though.
Reverse summoning jutsu.
Okay,
Damn, out. Now he's on the
Nah,
mountain. Yo, nah, son. I give Jiraiya, like, the thing is,
Nah,
the only reason why I would say that it wouldn't work is that actual physical means is affecting it. Like, maybe pressure is fucking with Jiraiya.
That's what I'm saying though. Like he went down to the bottom of the fucking sea ocean.
Yeah.
Like imagine he's being revived in the bottom, and then he can't come back to life because he has puncture wounds. He has all kinds of shit. He's trying to swim up. Remember at the end it showed like it was too deep. He can't come back up.
Yeah, but he's just, like, if he did, assuming, all right, I'll get technical with it, but yeah, I'm with you. Assuming that we can, like, because chakra is like energy or power or whatever.
Chakra's energy.
So, like you said, the deeper he is, the less likely the jutsu would work.
Yeah.
Right? So it wouldn't have even affected him in theory. Because if he'd gone so deep, where light and other stuff, at certain point, the chakra energy or particles, whatever that would be passing through, wouldn't reach Jiraiya because he's too far away.
But what if it did?
If it did, then the pressure would then prevent Jiraiya from moving. Like, he would then be pressed in.
Then he would be alive again, but then dead again. Does that make sense?
Also,
So
he
it's
could
like-
be. Also, his body may not even be down there because life is still down there. So most shrimp, crabs, bottom feeders usually eat off flesh. So all that usually would be left would be the bars pretty quickly.
This is trippy.
I don't want to get dark with this.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
This
majorly
is a
trippy.
theory. This is a theory.
Jiraiya's probably
But
literally gone.
It's a bit. He's like, I'm alive again. Oh shit, they're eating on me. Like, this is the thing about that theory. It's a big theory though online for Naruto fans, and it's been killing a lot of people. So I'm like, I just want to like.
I don't want to kill people's joy with that science theory then that he's probably got eaten by shrimp.
I'm alive again in like 10 fucking 20
Yeah,
years.
to thousands of pieces.
Anybody got a meme? You know, meme of the week. Anybody got a meme?
All right, well, I know we were supposed to create ours, but
I mean, we could show that off too.
I didn't create it.
yeah,
I posted
I
mine.
didn't create one, but I definitely got one.
I created two. You know,
I posted mine. I think I posted
All right,
mine.
boom. I guess I'll show mine first, but it's an anime one.
is that the one you created, or is that just the
No,
one you
this
found?
is just one that I found. So it's Killer and Gon at the end chasing Deku.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Gabe. Just because it's based off of what we were just talking about. So it's Gon and Kill chasing Deku.
Oh man.
Okay.
I'm really debating which one I should use, but I'm just gonna use this one since we were talking about like adult humor. Like, God, y'all go.
If you got the dark humor one, that one would be great.
It's not the one I made, but this
Okay.
is like, yeah, like, yeah.
Oh my god. When Pornhub makes memes. Dead.
I'm dead.
Come on, Gabe.
All right. Because it was an old one, but I don't really have a meme. made it.
Oh yeah, I seen that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a made one.
That's because you cheap. I'm just kidding.
Fuck you. I don't know.
That's the only comeback I put.
My
like,
SpongeBob
y'all ain't got no
face
camera.
is still the face for me as an Android user.
Y'all ain't got no camera though.
Hey, there's
Y'all
Android-
camera suck though.
Yeah.
You know what?
Google Pixel.
Fuck iPhone. I ain't never changing.
Google Pixel
I
4
never
is
change.
supposedly the best camera in a smartphone
I ain't gonna
right
believe
now.
it.
So
I heard that too.
yeah,
For
we gotta see.
Naruto fans, I'm sorry.
No, I think it's. I
That
think
is that is
Yo,
kinda-
that is
Hold
true.
on.
yeah,
kinda
it's kind of
biased.
true. I was low key tapped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you guys watch
You know what?
Boruto and you've seen fucking.
You know what? I'm just gonna
No.
show y'all the one I made. The one with adult humor. Like I'm just gonna show y'all this one.
Alright.
This is
Go ahead. Let's see an original meme.
Oh, you wild! Yeah, you wild!
crisscross and make you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was fucking great.
Am I going to hell for that one?
We all going to hell.
I was gonna say yeah.
Well,
I
y'all
got
go.
a
Well, y'all
special
coming with me
place
'cause y'all,
reserved in hell. Shit.
well, y'all coming with me because y'all laughed at it.
Yeah, it's,
Okay,
it's
I'm already
fine.
down there.
The
I'm
devils
waiting.
are like, I'm
I can
waiting
have a
for
good time in hell.
Lisania to come down.
The further you go down, the cooler it is. Heat rises.
Oh,
Yeah.
Heat
your
rises.
knowledge.
Think about that.
And on that note,
All right. So yeah, it's Gabe Stomach on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Right. Yeah, Gabe
How many
Stomach.
social medias?
Yeah, I gotta make sure I get it all.
oh,
Yeah.
man. This your boy Eugene. You know, my Instagram is the Esoteric Child. My Twitter, Esoteric Child. You spell esoteric ESOTERIC.
And this is Chris Konecki, and you can follow me on Twitter and IG at 9Konecki9.
Okay.
Here it comes.
I'm like, just kidding. So my Snapchat is Lisania_M. My Instagrams is _Lisania for my personal one. And Lisa took my photos for my photography. And what's up? That's it. What?
The 11th.
April 11th.
Okay, so let's mention this real quick before
Because
we
we
go.
make sure we
Expo.
all, yeah, right.
We
That's
have
it.
TV
So you gonna
Nerds
start it.
Expo. We're gonna have a cosplay event
Yep.
April 11th. Okay.
Bring your A game.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have a video game room with a bunch of consoles where you can play video games. We're gonna have a hookah room. We're gonna have a bunch of vendors. Okay. We're gonna have food.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves fucking food.
Of
Okay.
course.
Yep.
We're gonna have a whole place where 2 DJs up and down. We're gonna have performances from dancers to violin players. Everybody's got a nerdy spin to their fucking performance, okay? And what else? We're gonna be there. What's up?
Yep.
And I believe board games, and we're trying to get arcade games in here.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
All right.
Also, you know, follow us on social media too. You know,
Yes.
follow TV Nerds on Instagram, Facebook.
Facebook
You know,
might be.
we should probably make a Twitter
Yeah.
too.
I was saying that.
Facebook.com/TV
Soon
Nerds with
Twitch.
2 Z's.
Soon Twitch.
Soon to be
Yes.
Twitch.
We're gonna be on Twitch and we're
Yeah.
gonna be on Patreon, so please
Yeah.
support us on Patreon, please.
There'll be
Thank
extra
you.
content, extra stuff, maybe even gifts, giveaways
Yeah.
on the Patreon when
I
we
mean,
once we
definitely
set it up.
memes too.
Oh yeah.
Yarsh.
We could probably have like private parties for Patreon winners.
Yeah.
We're just gonna record us
Sure.
just being, you know.
We just be nerding out here.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. We out.
I keep coming back to you.